Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got a bit of a Civ repeat as Hearttt, playing as the Saracens in blue, prepares to take on MbL, playing as the Burgundians in red. Now why did I say a Civ repeat? We saw the Saracens yesterday, but if you watch that video, you know I am very much down to clown with the Saracens every time I see them. And the Burgundians? Well, you just never know what the hell direction they're gonna go. So many different options, so many different ways to play this oddball civilization. But in any event, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. As I mentioned yesterday, the Saracens are a Civ whose strong market can be used and, according to some, abused to get an early to mid-game advantage over their opponents. To start with, their markets are cheaper. You save 100 wood, and their commodity trading fee is fixed at 5% compared to the usual 30, which means, for example, it's a lot cheaper to buy food earlier on in the game. Now, using this economic advantage, the Saracens can field quite a tanky army, quite a hard-hitting army. Their foot archers come with an attack bonus against buildings, which makes their Saracen aggression in Feudal Age quite scary. A little scarier than usual, to be honest. Their camel riders and heavy camel riders come with extra HP and can be upgraded to have even more HP. Their trebs, mangonels, and onagers can be upgraded to increase their attack, and their unique unit is the Mameluke, one of my favorite units in the game, if not my favorite unit, if you can have just one. It's like, what's the old potato chip commercial? You can't just have, you can't have just one. Who was it? Mark Messier, the hockey player? Was it Lays? I forget exactly, but in any event, the Mameluke, a ranged melee camel unit that comes with a nice attack bonus against cavalry and whose HP can also be upgraded just like other Saracen camel units. Now, you heard me a second ago call the Burgundians an oddball civilization. Man, no one escapes damage from rhinos, not even players with 2762 elo. You just have to be prepared to take damage from those rhinos unless you path correctly, put a few obstacles in the way, or unless you choose the Berbers, I guess. But anyway, we saw the Burgundians not yesterday, but 2 days ago. This is what I called an oddball civilization with some pretty fun, crazy features. Now, militarily, they do focus on cavalry. They're the only civ in the game to have access to cavaliers in Castle Age, and their unique unit, the Custalier, is a medium cavalry shock unit that has a charge attack where every 40 seconds it gains a massive attack added to its, attack bonus added to its attack. Not a unit you see very frequently, to be honest, and that's why I said the Burgundians, a lot of different avenues of attack, a very, how do I put this, you have to know how to use the civilization. Now, why do I say that? Because they're not only are their stable techs cheaper, their relics generate food in addition to gold, but their economic upgrades are available one age earlier and do cost less food, which means that unless you have your build order in place, it is a very different build order than usual, and so can trip up a novice player. That's why very excited to see how MbL uses this civ. Now, on the field of battle, Burgundian gunpowder units come with extra attack, and they have access to a second unique unit. This is one that is was at the heart of many a controversy about a month or two ago, the Flemish Militiamen. This is a medium infantry unit that comes with a decent attack bonus against cavalry. Now, if that's not enough quirkiness for you, the Burgundians are the only civ in the game that can conscript their entire villager population, their entire civilian, non-fishing fleet, non-trade cart population, and turn each and every one of these lumberjacks, these builders, these foragers, these miners, all of them can become Flemish militia. And then on top of that, you can build even more Flemish militia. So it's like one of those episodes of the Oprah Winfrey Show where everyone look under your seat and boom, everyone is a Flemish militia. You're a Flemish militia. You get a Flemish militia. Everyone gets a Flemish militia. Now, the farmers of the Burgundians, I would be remiss if I don't mention that they can be upgraded to also generate gold while they mine, while they till their fields. Now let's take a look at the bases while the players head up to feudal. Our Saracen will get there first. Where is his primary gold? Nice and secure in the back. Primary stone a little bit off campus, but also nice and secure in the back position. Secondary gold a little bit exposed. And so MbL parking himself a little bit here might try to see some villager. Maybe if this might be a spotting. Yeah, it's a spotting scout so that this militia knows exactly where to go, as will his comrade in arms. A third one being produced for him will head over. Let's take a very quick look. His gold. Man, I don't like this. In a forward position, primary stone off campus, but to the side. So overall here, it looks like Hearttt is starting off with more secure primary resources, whereas MbL, and by the way, Hearttt sees it with his scout, MbL has exposed resources here, but a nice big juicy forest. This is not the first time we've seen MbL get lucky with one of these big, long, thick, juicy forests, although not so thick over here. A few archers on this side might do a bit of damage, might wreak a bit of havoc. That being said, he does have one big forest because he only has two other ones, whereas our Saracen, I'm going to zoom out for a second, one to the north, one to the northeast, one to the south, and one to the southwest, including this one nice and secure in the back as well. So overall, I would give the base advantage here slightly to Hearttt. Not something that we see every day. Hearttt housed at 25. I might want to build a house instead of this archery range. But now it goes up to 30, sees MbL's aggression, and now chooses to engage with 1 spearman and 3 scouts. Should be able to shoo this away. Would love to see an archer out of him, which is, I guess, why he's building this archery range, right? Behind this MbL with an interesting little set of wall-offs here to the north, the southwest of his base completely open. So we'll see how he exactly decides to play this. Not exactly the base structures of someone who wants to wall off his base. Let's see if Hearttt notices. Of course he does. Immediately runs away from the spearman with his scouts. Does not want to engage at all. And out comes the first archer for him. Army supply identical. Villager supply basically identical. Right as I finished that sentence, it was identical for a split second, and then MbL had 1 extra villager. Neither player banking any kind of resources. Hearttt completely broke, no gold. MbL also only 50 gold and continues to, I'm not even going to say applying pressure here, because not really engaging the army of Hearttt. Kind of just more posturing at this point on the high ground, I might add. And so Hearttt giving up control of that high ground. Might want to get that archer up there, but for now, MbL just having himself, you know, a good old time here, exploring, seeing. Obviously, you're playing against the Saracens. Expect the market. Expect him to sell that stone. Maybe even buy some food. But for now, archer spearmen leading these infantry units to their deaths if they engage into the shadow of the town center. Has sold 100 stone for 124 gold. Has our Saracen. That scout was basically on his last leg anyway, and Hearttt getting the first blood Rambo prize in this game. At the same time, though, 6 scout calves on the other side of the map. I think they could have engaged with the spearman. Maybe with the high ground would have been pretty damn cool, but looks like an eye for an eye. MbL getting 2 kills, the archer and the spearman, which means these villagers are now one of them at least is going to have to be pulled from the production line to save the contain here. Oh, look at this. Hearttt. Aggro much. Moving in with a few villagers. MbL not really taking the bait, though, because in the back of his base, he is being attacked as well. Villagers killing scouts. Scouts killing villagers. Spearmen killing scouts. And now he's created a death trap here for Hearttt. Has MbL. Fantastic play here. Gets all but 1 scout cavalry, and this scout cavalry gets released and told, go back to your base and tell your people what happened here and make sure they do not come again. Army supply 7-2 for our Burgundian. Archer patrolling the back of his base now. Scout and spear in the middle of the desert. Will see reinforcements. I love when players do this. I absolutely love when scouts are used in the middle of the map like this, even damaged ones. He must have seen it. I also love these cacti. Oh, if you guys know you guys are familiar with me by now. You know how much I love this game and all the various little details and whatnot. So are you really surprised? You might be asking yourself, why didn't he focus in on these lemon bushes, by the way, that have his favorite blue butterflies earlier? To which I might say, you know, I forgot. To err is human. To play Age of Empires is divine. And MbL moving forward here, but this force a little bit more squishy than the last, especially with skirmishers. 3 of them should be able to shoo this whole force away, but maybe with reinforcements. A Spearman, where are you going, Mr. Spearman? MbL putting on some good aggression here. Both players getting padded armor at the same exact moment. Both players starting to bank some resources. Our Burgundian gold, our Saracen food. We'll see. What does this mean? What does this mean? Are they going up to castle? Are they going to rush up? They both have the structures for it. We'll take a look at those structures. In the meantime, though, take a look at the minimap. Red dots continuing to stream across the map. Villagers being pulled here by Hearttt. But like I said, this army from MbL, pretty damn squishy. Especially against skirmishers. The villagers trying to shoo this army away. What do we see here? A tower? Okay, our Saracen says enough is enough. You've had your fun. Oh no, he's in garrisoning his town center just yet. Oh, MbL casually walking across that death circle. Hearttt not paying attention to that particular part of the map. Doesn't garrison his town center. Could have gotten that unit for free. But I will be able to shoo the rest of this force away. Even though not doing that much damage with the tower. Okay. We are still in feudal. First to castle is our Saracen. MbL not far behind. Just needs 180 more food. Continuing to put pressure on with these archers. Kill count is identical. Villager count, if MbL didn't build these 2 villagers, would have been identical. By the way, if he hadn't built these 2 villagers, he would have the amount of food required to go up to castle, but he's he wants more villagers, 1 more added, 43, and in 30 more food, he will be going up as well. Putting on a good amount of pressure, but ultimately, with a kill count identical, not accomplishing too much here. Getting 1 extra villager kill compared to his opponent is Hearttt with that maneuver down here, which ultimately did cost him 4 scout caps. So 4 scout cap for 2 villagers, not exactly a trade you want to take. Oh man, skirmishers. Skirmishers so good at this stage of the game against archer units, against spearmen. No cavalry out of our Burgundian. Of course, I said they are a cavalry, or a civilization that loves their cavalry. And of course, he builds spearmen, skirmishers, and archers, going up to 13 archers. Army supply starting to skyrocket here for MbL, whereas Hearttt, take a look. Bloodlines, scale barding armor. I hope we get to see camels. My hope with Saracens is always to see Mamelukes. Who's getting who? Last game, yesterday, we saw Cav Archers. Super exciting matchup. If you haven't seen that on Arena, check it out. Sees the entire army of MbL, does Hearttt. Okay, going knights. I said they're a camel civilization. He's going knights. I said Burgundians are cavalry. He's going foot archers. But scale barding armor completing for him, and Castle Age suggests that he is also going to switch a little bit here to horsey units. And let's see. MbL, despite having an army supply that's almost double his opponent, is the one being pushed back here, forced to not go beyond the perimeter of his base, and it is now blue dots that are streaming across the map. Hearttt putting on the aggression. MbL needs a bit more time until these guys become crossbows. Now they are, and now he can push back against basic skirmishers and 1 knight, all of whom are basically damaged, bruised, and battered. I wonder why he got this 1 scout. Was it for vision? Was it for monk play? Because he is going knights. Not a bad, you know, a bit of a 4D chess move here for MbL, if that's the logic, right? You're going knights, so you know you suspect your opponent might counter with monks, and so you're going to counter what you suspect he's going to counter with your own counter. I confused myself halfway through that sentence. Oh no, our Saracen doesn't have enough stone. Thanks to having to build this tower, he doesn't have enough stone for a town center. But again, Saracen market, pretty damn good. And now MbL going up with a second town center. University. What does he have? 2 archery ranges, a barracks, a stable, a blacksmith. A little bit quicker on the draw is MbL garrisoning these villagers, but oh, that could have been so much worse for MbL. That could have been so much worse for MbL. By the way, that could have been so much worse for Hearttt as well with this many crossbows here. But does repair the mangonel, retreats into the safety of his base while continuing to be annoying. Oh no, this is not enough. Okay, see, I was gonna say this is not enough. Crossbows, I don't think he really needs to run away here unless he wants to take the high ground. No, but take a look. One thing I didn't factor in, which I should have, is the poor HP of these knights. If they were full health, maybe engage, but because they are basically, take a look at the health here, 220 out of 360 is about down 40%. And so there is no point in them engaging. They will just die in exchange for cheaper units, so they head home. 2 monks for our Saracen will heal them. Now he's buying stone. And I mentioned yesterday, there is actually an optimal price point for these resources at the market. I don't know what they are. Beautiful thing for a caster to admit. I don't know what they are, but I'm pretty sure somebody far smarter than I am, far smarter than me, has done the calculations. Probably, who's kidding who? Spirit of the Law probably has a good video on it. I will check it out and see if he does. I probably should know this. Oh god, crossbows on the high ground. Remember, 25% extra attack. 2 monks converting the knight. Oh, and now MbL's entire force here is going to go down, but will they get it? They got both monks. 200 gold down the shitter for our Saracen. Lion joins in the Saracen army. Oh, why do you go after the strongest unit? Why did you go after the strongest unit? Silly, silly Lion. I mean, you saw a horse. You thought it was easy meat, easy pickings. Should have gone after a crossbow. Should have gone after a pike. Silly, silly Lion. But in any event, I will at some point figure out the optimal purchase price and sale price of these resources. Third town center bought 100 more stone. And this is the Saracen market. Again, some people call it abuse. Some people call it just market play. I leave it up to you to decide. Depends how it's used, etc. But that strong market, saving the resources with a lower commodity trading fee. Just think of it as commission, you know, every time you sell a resources, you pay, every time you tell a resource, rather not resources, you pay the merchants at the market a little less for their middleman activities, their middleman services. Uh-oh. Donna. The Jaws music plays as these mangonels hunt for these crossbows. Beautiful. This is not something we see every day. Usually the outposts are like this across the sides of the map, but Hearttt going straight up the guts with his outpost, absolutely ballsy, and I'm here for it. MbL housed at 105. Hearttt down 30, or rather 20. Supply at the moment. Villager count very similar, only down 3, but army supply down about 11, but oh, okay, we'll even that up, sending 2 pikemen to their deaths. I wonder if he wanted to draw out some conversions, or if he thought he could do better. In any event, none of that ended up happening. And now monks galore. Saracen knight escapes. I'm trying to look at stone at the moment. 4 villagers on stone for our Burgundians, 7 for our Saracen, because I want to see Mamelukes every time. Like I said, every time I see Saracens, I just want to see Mamelukes, which we see in... oh, goodness gracious. Great. Rocks of Fire. We see Mamelukes a lot in deathmatch live streams. but not so much in 1v1 random games. They are not a cheap unit, Mamelukes, and as much as I'm in love with them, and I absolutely love to see them on the field of battle, they are not cheap. If I'm not mistaken, they cost 85 gold, which is pretty crazy in addition to food count. Oh god, MbL's army gets wiped out, but a good chunk of knights go down here at the north end of the battle. Knights have to be careful now. Oh, synchronized killing here of the pikemen. And now army supplies have been evened up, and now it's our Saracen who's ahead off the back of 3 town centers. Same count for MbL, though. Nice location for a castle king of the hill. The question is for the Burgundian, how do you proceed? Like I said, they have a lot of units at their disposal. It's Castle Age. Do you go Cavaliers? You're the only civ in the game to get Cavaliers, like Bohemians are the only ones to get hand cannoneers. Do you go Custelier? But do you go those 2 routes, knowing that your opponent has the quintessential cavalry counter unit, the Mameluke? Oh, gross. Or do you just build up your villager count? It doesn't seem like MbL is building up his villager count for a Flemish Revolution, where each one of those villagers becomes a cavalry killing machine known as the Flemish Militiaman. I know technically the name of the unit is a Flemish Militia, but I like to add the men at the end, just like with the Viking Berserker. You know, I guess the official name is Berserk, but I like to call it a Berserker. Take a look, by the way. 21 extra charge attack becomes 29 for a fully upgraded elite, and that resets every 40 seconds. So these are shock troops. Attack, run away, wait 40 seconds. Not exactly sure he should be using them like this. Take a look. Their base attack is an 8. Not exactly the strongest base attack. Crossbows have to run away. Live to fight another day. That was an unintentional rhyme. Another fantastic attack from our Saracen. Oh, with its dying breath, this mangonel absolutely firing out a bunch of rocks, and now our Saracen getting a castle. Seeing Custeliers, please, please. Let's see Mamelukes. Another castle up for him. He's selling wood for gold. He's buying stone. It all adds up. Oh no, MbL, you've entered the wrong neighborhood, says our Saracen. He's building Mamelukes. Yes. Sorry guys, I like to fanboy out a little bit on some of these units. This skirmisher's still here, still seeing. Unfortunately, not much. Oh, look at this convoy of relics here for our Burgundian. Already has 3. MbL's gonna have all 5 relics, and our Saracen, whose unique unit costs 85 gold, would have done well to maybe taken some relics for himself. Look at them bypassing the mangonel. No point in wasting their charge attack on that unit. Here comes the Mameluke. Oh, it dies. More and more. Take a look at their attack bonus. Cavalry 9, attack speed 2. Absolutely love this unit. Villager count. Our Saracen is back to being below the Burgundian and at half the army supply, although will hit Imperial about 1 minute and 20 seconds ahead of his opponent. And by the way, has the better army in my opinion, even though he's getting up to 7 Mamelukes, 8 Custeliers and 9 pikemen. I don't know if that's going to be able to handle that. Throwing in a few scouts here as well. 95 HP on these guys. This is the moment. Wheelbarrow, Bowsaw is being researched. Economic upgrades for everybody at the moment. A little bit of a disengage here by the players. Custeliers looking for some kind of damage. Maybe for a bit of a wraparound here, as is happening to this side of the map. Mamelukes have to be careful, though. You need to micro these units. Their range is shite. Take a look at this 3 range. Ugh. That being said, they move pretty damn fast. Are they faster than Custelier? Yes, they are. Man, even with the shock attack... the Custeliers need 3 hits to kill those villagers. By the way, I know they're called Custeliers. I just can't bring myself to say that. That's Kustaliye. That's a 4-syllable word that I would have to pronounce every single time. No, micro them better. That was a very unnecessary loss of 3 Mamelukes. Kustaliye's waiting in the back here. So yeah, I'm going to keep saying Kustaliye instead of Kustaliye. Although I guess Kustaliye is 3 syllables instead of 4. Ah, whatever. I'm lazy. Sue me. Where is the last relic, by the way? There it is. Boop. Gets dropped off. And now MbL has all 5 relics. I thought he was going to have all 5 earlier. I don't know where that the monk train went. Oh, look at this. The ambush is being set here by our Saracen. They are missing every scimitar that they're throwing at him. Man, I fanboyed a lot about this unit, and it is shitting the bed a little bit here. Although it does manage to connect with 1 throw. Okay, a few more. Yikes. A Kamayuk on a camel. Looks like a Bactrian camel as well. And now the triangle of death here for Hearttt. Absolutely awesome to see a 3rd castle going up. So he's going to even up the castle count. Take a look at our Saracen has ringed his entire base with castles, and in between the castles are running a bunch of these Mamelukes. Oh mama. Illumination, redemption. He wants to convert these Mamelukes ASAP. How many monks is he going up to? 17 monks. You know what? Good play out of MbL. Like I said, what do you do as the Burgundians? If you go cavalry, if you go Kustaliers, elite Kustaliers as well, you know, these Mamelukes are just going to snipe. Did I see, for a second, I thought I saw the Hussar upgrade going up for our Saracen, but instead decides to go for elite Mameluke, which I'm not going to be too upset about. But like I said, if you go cavalry, the Saracens have an answer, but your answer is this guy. 12 range. Looks like basically fully upgraded at this point. And the siege of the Saracen settlement. The Saracen settlement siege has begun. Castle down. One knight charges in. Bravo to you, my friend. You are going to die, but die in a spectacular fashion. Heresy being researched. Oh, man. He knows. He saw the monks. He does not want his Mamelukes joining the Burgundian army. So with heresy, if they get converted, they will die immediately. 23 Mamelukes. Like I said, you have to micro these guys very carefully. Their short range is just absolutely killer. Even in the elite form, 3 range is just yuck. And here we go. Three get converted, 3 die. Oh, I don't know that a Burgundian really needs to engage into here. Light Cav trying to get the monks. The Kustaliers all die. God. How many monks died as well? About 4 or 5. There's a real battle of attrition happening here. MbL out of gold. Our Saracen at least has 450 gold left. But might want to start getting his food count up. If he wants to snipe more monks. Trebs are on fire. But that's not stopping them from moving forward. They are committed. Are they going to go after the town center? Looks like they are. One monk, 2 monk. 3 monk. More monks dying. The issue for our Burgundian is that he can't engage into the Saracens. The issue for the Saracens is that he can't engage into the Burgundians. We've got basically a standoff here. So the real question is, I was going to say, how do you deal with these? Because when you can't engage into your opponent, the heavier siege unit wins. The one with the bigger range, the one with the more destructive power. And our Saracen, I guess, agrees. I can't engage into this army, even though I have the perfect counter unit. 21 Custaliers. Let's take a look at the upgrades on them. Yeah, look at that. 40 charge attack. 40 attack whenever they hit you the first time, and then 11 plus whatever the next time. Burgundian vineyards as well. So these 46 farmers are going to start generating a small trickle of gold every time they till those Burgundian fields. And wow, what a super fun game. My goodness. By the way, where did the Mamelukes go? Okay, they're here in the back. Oh, they turned tail. What is this little little satchel that they have, this messenger's bag that they have on the back? Is that to hold their throwing knives? Interesting. By the way, what a fun looking unit, right? Pretty damn cool. In any event, I think our Saracen just realized he cannot engage into this army because of the presence of the monks. MbL, kudos to MbL for building this counter unit. And I think our Saracen, if he just had a little bit more time, maybe 2 or 3 more minutes. Look, he's building more stables in the back. I'm going to zoom out. Sorry to anyone on a smaller screen. 6 stables, one of which is here in the front. So basically 5 safe stables. You've got 1,290 food, which is what, 15, 16 light cav. If you upgrade those to hussars, even better. But he doesn't have. I think he has the resources for that, or at least will have 900 gold. But what he needed was a bit more time. I think if he could have overwhelmed with maybe 15 or so light cav or hussars, he could have sniped all of these monks, and then 10 Mamelukes can perform hit and runs. Is it hit and runs or hits and run? I think hit and runs, because it's hyphenated. Anyway, performed endless hit and runs on these Custaliers, moving at 1.49 tiles per second against these Mamelukes that, as we saw, move 1.54 tiles per second. So they are much faster. And these Custaliers, in theory, should never be able to catch up to them. So I think just a few more minutes and Hearttt would have been able to put up a bit of a stauncher defense. But the northeast of his base has been breached, and this is 39 villagers out of 128 that are now in jeopardy. He has done 0 counter raiding. MbL has ringed his entire left side with castles. This one skirmisher, 5 kills. You know, I was going to say something bad about this skirmisher, just hanging out here, resting on his laurels. But no, you know what? 5 kills. I'm going to leave him alone. He deserves it. He's enjoying retirement. He's got a bit of a situation here. I don't know what the hell this is. A bison skeleton? Usually they're elephant skeletons, right? In any event, a bunch of outposts all over the map. I love Heartt's vision. And the fact that he's putting outposts in the center of the map, love that. The problem for him is not economy. His economy, let's take a look, rewind one quick second. He's actually got more villagers on food than MbL. His problem is not economy. His problem is that he maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes too late to get these stables up. And if instead of 3 light cav, he had, I don't know, 15 to 20, these monks would be completely decimated. 2 light cav assigned to each one, and these monks would melt like butter. Take a look at the attack bonus, plus 10 against monks. And these are not Aztec monks with 95 HP. These are just basic 45 HP monks. That being said, when one army can't engage too much into the other and vice versa, it's these guys that win out the day. And to be honest, the Saracens could have done a bit of a wraparound here. These trebs are very exposed, unless this is a trap. 12 range on these monks is pretty impressive, but at least you could have sniped this treb. But in any event, army supply 14 to 48, Hearttt out of time, 39 light cav to 60 crossbows, APM, beautiful APM towards the end of the game, almost hero level. Peak APM for MbL a little bit earlier on in the game. Let's take a look at economy. I can't imagine they're too different. No. Actually, wait 1 second. No, yeah, no, our Burgundian had a lead. They were pretty damn close for a while. And then let's take a look at the... yeah, let's see the disparity between the lines. The difference keeps growing and growing. They were pretty similar for a long time. and then kept growing and growing. Relic gold 1700, not really playing that crucial a role here. He's already up about what 2,500 gold without it. A little bit more food, a lot more wood, an extra castle's worth of stone. How many converts did he get with all those monks, by the way? 13 converts, not bad at all. Kill count, our Saracen 160, no surprise there. 111 for MbL, 13 of which were villagers. But yeah, that number is going to go up significantly with the presence of no fewer than 20. I think we saw 21, or was it 20? No, 21. Custeliers, although this one seems to be escorting these bombards in a bit of a interesting pattern here. But wow, what a super fun game. Hearttt, I wish he had another 2 minutes or so. I wish he had a little while ago had built a few more stables. He saw the monks, he responded well. Again, he did pivot perfectly, I think, to the right unit. The only issue is just not enough of the right unit. 3 light cav are not going to be able to get much done here. And so ultimately, it is our Burgundian who, in the clash of the civs that we've seen in the last 2 days, wins the game, gets the W. But what a fun match. GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.